ENCE 411 Final Project. Persistent Organics and Wastewater Treatment Effluent.
We are on our way to DC Wasa to get samples for experiment on the presence of PFAs in a simulated secondary treatment process. And PFAs are persistent pollutants found in a variety of consumer and industrial products like Teflon. These guys have been shown to have adverse health effects on animals, but we don't know what it does to humans yet. And here we're looking at the sample. Dana just trying to get her hands dirty, and Dana just shows me how to do it. Now it's my turn. I do it again, and again, and again.
Now, here's the USDA where all the experimentation took place. We're glad to have finally learned what these buildings are just north of IKEA. Today is the first day in the lab, beginning with freeze-dried effluent. Oh, and here's Andy, excited to get started with the testing.
Oh, how excited I was! In this clip, Dana is showing us the various equipment that monitor the pH, temperature, and DO levels for the bioreactor. This is where the magic happens.
After obtaining our samples, we centrifuged them. Oh, and here's a quick glance at the lab. We needed to separate the solids for solvent extraction. After freeze drying overnight to evaporate the remaining moisture, here we have Andy with our solids.
Oh, looky here, some rejected Hershey Kisses. Tastes pretty delicious to me. No, it's not me. It's the Burrell Wrist Action Shaker, the best thing since sliced bread. Here, the sample is agitated for hours on end to ensure that all PFAs are extracted into the solvent. Through various cleanup processes, unwanted compounds are removed while PFAs remain for analysis.
Here we are beginning solid phase extraction, the second form of analysis we performed. As you can see, we had to be very sure of our starting volumes. Through proper selection and preparation of the SPE cartridges, the desired PFAs adsorb to the filter while wastes pass through. This vacuum apparatus greatly expedited the process.
And though the vacuum helps, samples still take a really long time to drip through the cartridge, so it's basically a waiting game. And we're just waiting for the sample to come through. But after adding a buffer to change the way the PFAs interact with the solid phase, the desired compounds are now loosened and can be collected in test tubes as we pour a polar solvent through the cartridge.
This monster of a machine analyzes the sample with high-performance liquid chromatography, or HPLC. The sample moves through a column where each specific compound is released at a staggered pace based on its physical and chemical properties. The effluent of the HPLC goes directly to this blue giant, which is a mass spectrophotometer, where the mass of each compound is measured. These results are then compiled and output to this computer where we can interpret the transformations that occurred to each PFA over a 7-day time span.
With the solvent extraction process, we found an increase in PFBA and PFDOA, while the concentration of PFOA decreased. For the solid phase extraction, the concentrations of PFBA increased significantly, while the other compounds increased negligibly. While the 7-day experiment may not fully depict the PFA transformations that occurred during the wastewater treatment process, the trends shown indicate a need for future monitoring of these compounds in wastewater effluent for ecological reasons.